Hello everybody and welcome to our channel, Movie Vibes.
Today I am going to explain a comedy film called, Why Him? Spoilers follow, watch out and take care. Movie begins with Stephanie, video calling his boyfriend Laird Mayhew. They both greet each other and starts the conversation. She calls him to come by to her home to watch Netflix and chill because she finished her work. But Laird misunderstands that she is calling him for intercourse. But he was wrong. Laird says that he is really waiting for intercourse. Moments later, we see Stephanie's father Ned Fleming and her mother Barb Fleming celebrating. Ned is celebrating his 55th birthday with his employees and his son Scotty. Scotty video calls his sister to surprise his dad. While Stephanie is talking to his dad, suddenly Laird arrives into her room. Ned is surprised watching some stranger in her daughter's room. Stephanie tells his father that Laird is her friend. While she is singing happy birthday song to her dad, Laird strips himself. Stephanie and Ned are in shock and Laird makes fun of it. Ned breaks the laptop to stop the video call. Moments later, we see a paper printing company called the Fleming Company run by Ned Fleming. Everybody in the office wishes Ned, but he is unhappy for what happened last night. Lou, one of the Fleming's company employee, explains Ned that the company's business is not good anymore because they are losing all the orders and the company is slowly going into bankruptcy. They both discuss about the thing that happened last night. Stephanie now wants her family to fly out California and meet the man behind the crack. Ned really don't like her idea, but Lou convinces Ned to give his daughter a chance. Finally, Ned agrees to his daughter idea and they all go to Laird house. Flemings are shocked after watching his house. Stephanie explains that Laird is running a gaming company called the Gorilla Gang. Flemings are shocked after hearing that. Moments later, we see Gustav, Laird's estate manager, welcoming Flemings into the house. Laird also comes out of the house and welcomes Fleming sarcastically. Ned really don't understood what is happening right now. Ned tells his family to leave to hotel after spending few minutes in Laird's house, but Scotty don't like his father's idea. After few talks, Laird shows Fleming's family tattoo on his body. Ned and Barbara are not actually liking Laird behavior because he frequently uses F-word when saying something. Later, Laird shows his house to Flemings. He also shows Barbara a Philip Manfredi, which is a dead moose suspended in its own urine and she really likes it. On the other hand, Laird thinks that Flemings really like him and they'll accept his wedding with Stephanie. Ned is really disappointed with Laird behavior and language, but admits to her daughter that bowling alley is really nice. Stephanie apologizes his father for not telling about her relation with Laird and pleads for second chance and Ned agrees to his daughter. Moments later, they all are having dinner and the chef brings a special dish made with bear flesh. During the dinner, Ned asks Laird how they both caught up each other. Stephanie tells his father that Laird sponsored a talk in her campus and that's how they were met. Ned asks if Laird is graduated. Laird says he is not graduated and tells Flemings that he has not even went to high school. Stephanie interrupts and tells his father that Laird's been programming from age of 13 years. Moments later, when Flemings were discussing about their daughter, Laird suddenly knocks their door enters into room. Flemings ask what brought him here. He says they both fought each other because of his behaviors during the dinner. Laird apologizes Flemings for his weird behavior. He tells Flemings that he never know how it will be to have parents because his mom was harsh with me ever since he was child. He calls her mother a motherfucking bitch. Laird invites Flemings to party and tells them that it's going to be fun. Laird's house is fully surrounded with an AI named Justine which is similar to Siri, it can also speak F-words. Laird asks Justine to set an alarm because he wants to talk about his marriage with Ned the next day. The next morning, Ned is having stomach problem because of bear dish he ate last night. Ned is disappointed when he notices that there's not even a toilet paper in the house. Minutes later Gustav arrives and tells Ned they are paperless household. Gustav says it's a Japanese toilet and instructs Ned to take a look at control panel. Suddenly water comes from the toilet when Gustav presses button on his touchpad, which makes Ned's face wet. Ned is really angry right now. Gustav points out Ned's butthole and launches water correctly this time from his. Moments later, Laird explains Ned about the animals Laird has been growing in his house, but suddenly Gustav appears there and starts to fight with Laird. Ned don't have any idea what is happening. But Gustav explains that he did all this to keep Laird sharp, so that Laird can react quickly when someone tries to harm him. Ned and Laird continue their conversation again. Laird takes Ned to his office. There Laird proposes to Ned that he wants to marry Stephanie on Christmas Day. Laird asks for Ned's blessings, but Ned denies his proposal. Ned tells that Stephanie is not ready for marriage, but Laird argues with Ned that Stephanie is indeed ready. Laird requests for one more shot and challenges Ned that he is gonna be calling Laird son on Christmas Day. Justine records all their conversation after Ned orders her to do. Cut to few minutes later, Gustav and Laird again fight each other, when they were discussing about what happened to marriage proposal. And Laird loses the fight again. Ned calls his employee Lou to know how his business is running. But Lou always disappoints Ned with bad news. On the other hand, Scotty and Laird spend time playing games. Scotty tells Laird that the game is little bit boring and tells Laird to fix some levels. Later that night, Laird throws a party on occasion of Christmas and Flemings are invited. In the party, Ned asks bartender a shot of eggnog. The bartender asks Ned, where is he from? Ned replies that he is from Michigan. Boom, suddenly, Elon Musk asks Ned if he is in the CR business. But Ned says that he owns a printing company. After some conversation, Ned notices that it is Tesla, Elon Musk, and Ned is astonished after knowing that. Everyone just parties so hard. Flemings meets so many celebrities in the party, everyone was so happy. Also Scotty meets his new friend Tyson Modell and they both enjoy each other's company. While the party is going, Ned asks Stephanie why him, why Laird. She implies, he kind of reminds me of you. She begs his father for another chance. Ned goes back to his room and notices Barbara is half naked and very high on marijuana, which she gets in the party. She forces Ned to have sex, but Laird is frustrated of all things happening around him. The next morning, Laird is on the garden feeding chickens, but Gustav suddenly fights him again. Ned watches all this. Later that day, Ned and Laird go outside to get Christmas tree. During the conversation, Laird says that his game Guerrilla Gang is going through tough days. Laird got eyes on his opponent's company Christmas tree, so they both decide to steal the Christmas tree and Ned helps him to steal, and guess what? They are successful. During their way back home, Laird informs Ned that Stephanie is not going to college next semester because she is going to be president of the Laird Mayhew Foundation. Ned is really angry at Stephanie and calls for a family meeting. He explains Stephanie that Laird will be the main reason if she drops out of college, and he tells that she would become prostitute. Ned is afraid about Stephanie's future. Ned gets an idea to hack Laird's computer just to find out that if the Laird Mayhew Foundation is real or fake. So he asks his employee, Kevin's help. Kevin and Ned try to hack his computer. During the process they confront a situation where the computer asks them the password to unlock. Ned and Kevin assumes that the password would be little bit racier of Stephanie. Finally, Ned finds the password below the keyboard. While they were hacking Laird's computer, Laird and Stephanie suddenly enters the room and they both end up having intercourse. Kevin thinks that he successfully hacked the Laird's computer, but it turns out that Kevin is the who got hacked. Kevin is really afraid and gets out of the house. But Ned still manages to see Laird bank accounts. Ned informs Stephanie that Ned doesn't even have money to finance his own company. Stephanie is confused, but Laird explains that he still has $197 million with him apart from losses. Ned totally misunderstands Laird. As a Christmas present, Laird buys the Flemings company to save it from going bankruptcy. Ned don't like this idea and beats him. They both end up having huge fight. After huge fight, Flemings leave back to Michigan again. When they arrive Michigan, Lou welcomes them to their house. All his employees are waiting for him in his house. They are so happy that company is finally saved from bankruptcy. Laird plans to surprise Stephanie by taking her to Fleming's on Christmas. She really don't like his idea and is very angry at him. Ned finally agrees to Laird's proposal of him marrying Stephanie. Laird finally proposes Stephanie. On the other hand, Gustav ruins everything. We then see Kiss Army coming as Gustav's part of the plan in order to surprise Stephanie. Moments later, Laird informs Flemings that Stephanie rejected his marriage proposal. Flemings are shocked. Stephanie explains that she must graduate first before marriage as his father wishes. Later, Laird admits that the Flemings employees are awesome. Ned comes up with a business idea told by his son Scotty. Scotty plans to bring Japanese's toilets that he saw in Laird's house to America at cheaper cost, so they start to build the toilets in Fleming's factory. Ned and Flemings sooner become successful businessmen. Finally, the movie ends with Laird being the one of the Flemings. Gustav and Laird fight again and the movie ends. So, I hope you guys like this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Until then, bye and stay safe.